Did Mercedes just win the championship in race 1? We were told the 2026 regulations would bring the field closer, Ben, and instead Mercedes showed up and dropped a tactical nuke on the entire grid. George Russell wins, Antonelli in second, almost a second faster than the rest of the field. Customer teams with the same Mercedes engines were nowhere near the pace. Energy, deployment, efficiency, advantage point, Mercedes. Are we seeing 2014 all over again? Can me as a Mercedes fan get excited for another dominant season? Do McLaren and Williams, they have the same engine, but they look like they're in F2. I don't know what's happening, but I love the Australian opening race of 2026.
I mean, it was something. Hey, folks, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe wherever you follow us.
Smooth transition, Ben.
Wherever you follow us. Back to Mercedes. You know, Mercedes is the Empire Strikes Back.
Yes.
And they just Death Starred on everyone. And here's the thing. I'm not about that.
Yes,
now,
you are.
Toto, he's Emperor Palpatine.
100%.
George Russell, you know who George Russell is? He's Darth Vader, but from episodes 2 and 3. The ones where you're like, God, I hate this guy. Why? Christian Haydenson or whoever you are.
I
like,
think you mean episodes
God.
4 and 5, but yes.
No,
I
it's
get what you're
episodes
saying.
2 and 3.
Oh,
Because they did episodes 4, 5, 6, and then they went back and did episode 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's the Darth Vader?
That's
George Russell?
That's George Russell.
The effervescent George Russell is really the effervescent Christian Haydenson.
And then Kimi Antonelli is Kylo Ren. This is who Mercedes is in the F1 world.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. I was seeing Toto's face this whole weekend. Of course, respect for Toto. I mean, what the man has done for Mercedes, unreal.
What the man has done for the sport.
For the sport. For the world.
What he has done for the sport.
But he was just so like playing it cool, but so just like he knows how good they are. And he knows how far ahead they are. And he knows like this is going to be the next era.
Yes.
Unless someone gets their head out of the clouds and contends.
100%.
But it was that moment of just seeing this like Toto just like, and I was like, oh God, please no. Please no. But Mercedes is the empire right now.
100%. And you do like that because we're like just left another empire. We just left the Red Bull empire. There's no way that you can say Max Verstappen is Han Solo or Luke Skywalker.
Max led the resistance against Mercedes when he beat Lewis. He was always so Red Bull. Their winning was in the framework of Mercedes as this dominant, unbeatable foe, and they come back now. Again, they went on to become one of the most dominant teams with the most dominant car in F1 history.
Yes, but
Mercedes, I think, fits well into that framing.
I mean, Mercedes they are riding the high. You said it right. The Toto's face. There's this one moment where he just turns to the camera and gives the most what's the word I'm looking for? Smug smile. It was amazing. Sick. And he's been waiting for this. Ben, will you finally admit that Mercedes has found their North Star?
Of course they have.
Will you admit? I will take that a step further. Yes. We are now the North Star. Mercedes is what everyone else is looking to in the 2026 regulations.
Mercedes has found their Death Star. Yes. yes.
Mercedes and we will destroy everything, and there is no Luke Skywalker. There is no one coming to save you. Mercedes again is dominant.
No, I mean, again, it was George. There's a reason George is at the top when it comes to the driver everyone is betting on to win the Drivers' Championship.
Yeah.
He's the guy.
Oh, he was prancing around the paddock.
I mean, he knows it's his time.
Yeah. He is Gaston from the Beauty and the Beast. He is the dude. He is just there. Oh man. Okay. So as a Mercedes fan,
of course, you've been waiting so long.
I have been waiting so long, and I cannot express to you the joy I had.
Yeah, how is it? How are you feeling? Because I remember the lows, and then it got even lower.
Yeah,
and then
I was
lower.
in Shiloh. Yeah, it was. It's been a hard few years. Okay, you should talk to my therapist about it.
It has been a hard few years for you.
I think. Okay, Mercedes super pumped. Kimi loving it.
Yeah.
George Russell. I really want to like George Russell. But he is such a drama king.
He is.
And I just need him to be a little less on the radio. And like him and Leclerc are battling it out, and he comes on the radio. He's like, this is exactly what I was talking about in the driver's briefing when we needed to be really respectful of everyone. Can we flag this? It's like, it's almost like as soon as anyone gets around George, we're guaranteed for his inner Karen to come out and for him to be like, I'm actually the head of the Drivers Association, and right now I'm going to take away your voting rights. Like
George needs like a 3-foot buffer around his car. And if anyone gets in that buffer, it just automatically triggers
100%. It triggers like a million statements of like exasperated George. Like, why isn't anyone else watching this? He is the equivalent of like an emotional bubble boy. And I'm like, dude, I need you to be a world champion. Don't worry about what the driver's briefing said. Just keep your elbows out and go.
Yeah. Is he a world champion caliber driver?
It's really hard to say after one race.
Of course. But we've seen George for years now. Is he a world champion?
We've seen George in a subpar car for years. He went to Mercedes as they jumped off a cliff into abysmal performance. We've never
a low water
and he
mark,
came from Williams in like their worst period ever.
Yeah.
And so we've never seen George in a winning car. So I would say, is George Russell's car capable of being a champion? Yeah. Mercedes as a constructor, they're the favorites to win the championship this year. Is George going to win the championship? Or are we going to look at what we saw from McLaren 2 years ago, where Mercedes wins the championship, but one of their drivers does not? That's what I don't know if we have enough data on George, enough fights seen, enough battles won or lost to dictate whether or not he is of championship caliber.
Yeah, that's great. When I think about George, I do think about a fighter. I think about someone who has proven himself. I think back to, what was it? Was it Spa last year where he got disqualified, but he somehow did a one-stopper when that was not anywhere on anyone's brain. And so George has fight in him.
For sure.
George has cunning in him. George is strategic. He's smart. And we just saw Lando win it his way last year.
Yeah.
George can win it his way this year, and he does have the car, albeit it's the first race.
Right.
So much can still happen. But this isn't an outlier. Mercedes' performance isn't a surprise to anyone. We're not saying, oh my God, they're P1 and P2. We didn't expect it.
We're not surprised.
We are just, we are living in the reality of what our expectation told us to expect. So Mercedes, this is the trajectory. Everyone's got to come and catch them now. So George and Kimi, we can get to Kimi in a second, they are the ones to beat right now.
Yeah.
So I do think George can win it his way. We'll see if at the end of the day he does have the ability to turn that championship driver switch to flip into that gear. We haven't seen him paired up with a car that could do it yet.
Right.
And now he is.
Yes.
So George Russell, this is his time.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting. The question is like the Mercedes dynasty back? Have they won the Constructors Championship already? And I think that question is too premature.
Yeah,
I don't think we can. I don't think we can dictate that. I think there's a lot of development coming, and we haven't seen the full totality of what McLaren is bringing because Piastri was out. We haven't seen the full totality of what Red Bull is bringing because Max crashed in qualifying and Isaac's PU took a dump on the first part of the race. So I'm not entirely sure, but let's talk regulations for a second because The 2026 regulations are already causing chaos.
Mm-hmm.
There's more cars finished today than anyone was expecting.
Yeah.
I think the average was experts were thinking about 12 cars were going to finish because of reliability, crashes, whatever. Cars are relying heavily on this battery deployment, energy harvesting. Drivers are saying it feels artificial. You've got Ollie saying it was fun. It was like playing a video game, pressing a button to overtake, but then it's creating this yo-yo effect where it's like, I'm overtaking you and then I'm out of battery. So you're overtaking me and then I'm out of battery. So then you're coming back at me.
Yeah.
And that's what we saw with George and Leclerc for the first, 7, 8, 9, 10 laps of the race. It was, we don't know who's going to be in front.
Kept swapping. Yeah.
Which is awesome. But is this the right move?
I mean, we talked about this at our last episode. The new regulations, are they going to make the competition better, or are they just going to make it more chaotic?
Yeah.
And so today, I think what we saw at the first part of the race was we saw these new regs creating a lot of chaos and the drivers having to figure it out. This is the first time the drivers have been in a competition with these new regs. Obviously, there's been testing, but this is the first moment where they've actually been wheel to wheel with each other. And so I think the new regs actually add a new level of strategy in real time where you're seeing the drivers and the teams having to determine when they're going to deploy their resources on their car. So I think that's actually a really interesting thing. And you saw at the beginning where you're like, oh, wait, hang on a second. The racing is closer.
Yes.
The drivers are swapping. Max went from P20 to P6. Like, and again, that's kind of a Max thing to do. But we were seeing all of these swaps happening, and we were seeing a lot of really close racing.
Yeah.
Now, again, what we find entertaining, the drivers might not find like true competition. So that may be getting to the point where some of the drivers say it feels a little artificial, it feels like a video game.
Yeah.
But like, if we can get to the point where there's can be true strategy in how drivers are deploying, when they're deploying, and if it's still close racing, like that should be a win.
Did you enjoy the race?
I did.
I loved the race.
I did. Like I thought it was gonna be terrible. And like the first off, the blue lights at the beginning, I was like, wait, what? Like, what is happening? What's going on?
It literally sent my anxiety through. I was like, ah!
And then like you hear this noise of like a hive of bees just, and I was like, what are we on like lift off? Like, but then it was like start, and then it was like, it was this moment of like, oh wow, I'm seeing from the get-go how these new regulations are changing everything.
Yes. They brought unpredictability. And for me, I look at the regulation changes. Did the FIA ruin Formula One with the 2026 rules? No, they didn't ruin Formula One. Formula One has adjusted. It has evolved. And what we're seeing is the adjustment period in live action. Change makes people anxious in general.
Yes.
And so what it brings is unpredictability, but I think you're right. It brings this level of drivers having to execute, and we saw that on the opening. You see, Kimi Antonelli, young guy, P2 on the grid, second season in F1, lights the rear tires up, and they're ripping. He's going sideways. Yeah. You see George take off, and then all of a sudden, Hamilton's coming up from P7, and he's in P3. You've got Leclerc going around the outside. Like, I'm like, yo, this is amazing. But that wasn't the kicker for me. The kicker was literally, I remember going, I'm marking this for when I talk on this episode. It was lap 32 out of 58 before I was like, this race has settled down. And even that, in comparison to last year, lap 3, lap 4 maybe,
everyone's
if you were lucky.
Out. Yeah,
everyone's done. Like those last few races of last year were, if we're being honest, super boring. Nothing of much worth happened. The cars were super reliable. The air was super dirty. No one could overtake. And they were gone.
Yeah. I mean, I was hooked, and I had to look and almost do a double take like you did, where I was like, wait a second. We're like halfway through the race.
Yes.
And so much change has happened. And we see the freaking rookie fighting with Max. I was like, what the? Like, Max would be like, get out of here. But like, this is what this new regs are doing. And so again, like, it's race one.
Yes.
Reliability is an issue for some teams.
Yes.
But I don't think that's the regs' faults.
No.
I think that's the teams
adjusting to the regulations.
And so I was so impressed. I expected like more chaos, but what we saw was clean, competitive racing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we want to see.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I was trying to remember because I was watching the race live and I'm literally standing up, punching the air and like, throwing like Italian hands at my wife going, can you believe this? And I was trying to remember the last time I felt this way. And it was 2 years ago, the Austin race that we watched in person when Hamilton and Leclerc, Hamilton for Mercedes at the time, Leclerc for Ferrari, were fighting it out and they were leading the race at one point. Max was in the mix and the three of them were going at it. And then, of course, they went ahead and got disqualified. But I was like, I haven't felt this way in this long. And this is what has been missing. This is what I love about this sport.
Yes.
No one was hitting each other. Well, maybe there were a couple people hitting each other. The old Lawson and Perez little beef came back, which is hilarious.
Incredible.
But for the most part, it was clean racing. It was just a lot of fun.
Oh, no, dude, it was so good. I mean, like literally when Chuck was leading, I told my son, go grab your Ferrari hat.
Yes.
And he grabbed it and we're just like,
100%.
Chuck.
Yes.
And it's incredible. Yeah, like and not just me, like Crofty, I felt was overjoyed as he's commentating because he's like, oh my God. Like, I feel like everyone was holding their breath to be like,
is this going to work?
Are these regs actually going to work?
Yeah, 100%.
Is it actually going to work? And today it was a joy. They worked and they brought the field closer and they brought the cars closer. And that's what we want.
Yes.
Incredible.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump into a team. Ferrari strategy, still Ferrari strategy. Ferrari had a real shot early in the race.
They did.
They had Leclerc jump Russell at the start.
Mm-hmm.
They had Hamilton come all the way up from P7 to the top 4. You've got Ferrari then refusing to pit.
Yeah.
10 smart teams and Ferrari thinking that they're smarter than everybody else. Did it cost them the race?
I think it cost them a position. I don't think they would have won the race. Mercedes clearly was the faster car. I think it cost Chuck P2.
You think he could have been?
I think he could have been P2, especially because there were 2 opportunities, but really there was just one because the pit lane was closed when Bottas DNF'd. It was so weird to see them just hold the line and say, nope, staying out. Now, again, they just got cold feet. They were too cautious.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it did cost them at least one position. I don't think it cost them the win. They wouldn't have won. George was just untouchable as far as his pace. But it was frustrating to see Ferrari fighting at the sharp end of the spear today.
Yeah.
And then still like holding themselves back with this cautious strategy. Like if it was Red Bull would have just like freaking go for it. Like, and this is the difference between Ferrari and some of these other teams. I feel like Ferrari in these moments when they're leading, and they just kind of get tunnel vision and they can't think beyond the moment and just say like, guys, snap out of it and bring at least one car in.
Well, and that's that. Why not one? Why not one?
It didn't make sense.
And I think Hamilton was like, even asked that. One of us should have gone in.
Yeah.
And oh man, the amount of times we've had this conversation around Ferrari, 2 drivers fighting for the win, neither of them protected by their team. And it's hard to look at this dynamic again. I have a question for you. So Hamilton in his post-press conference said, car felt good. I wish the race was 5 laps longer and I think I would have been in P3. He looked like he was on fire and he was hunting down Leclerc at the end.
He was.
My question to you is if he had qualified right behind Leclerc, do you think he would have been P3 today?
I think so. Yeah. It wasn't the Hamilton of old yet. but it looked a heck of a lot closer to Hamilton that we've been used to.
Yeah.
And that was an incredible thing to see.
Mm-hmm.
Him hunting, him fighting, him at the top. There was a moment where he was leading the race. I know it was when Mercedes pulled in, but like even when he and Chuck were both P1, P3, George is in that sandwich, and then George like
oh my god
cooks his tires, and I was like, oh my god,
here we go.
And like it was incredible to see Red at the front.
Yes.
Like this is what F1 wants. This is what the entire nation of Italy wants. This is what Lewis wants. And so, yeah, I absolutely agree. If Lewis would have qualified higher, if Max would have qualified higher, oh my God.
Yeah.
You're going to see the champions fighting each other. That's what we want.
It's what we want. I guess I'm just afraid that Ferrari is going to have the winning car for like 20 minutes. And then we're going to change the channel. And we're going to be back to Formula One's longest running sitcom, the Ferrari Strategy Show. And they might have the drivers, but Mercedes has the brains. And Ferrari's got all the hope. But when was the last time that's gotten Ferrari anything? Oh, I know, more than 2 decades ago.
Until they win, this will be the narrative.
100%.
And when we say win, we mean drivers and constructors. Until you are back on top, you are not number one. And so
100%.
Ferrari, I think, is close. Now, here's the thing. They've got to keep pace with Mercedes development. They've got to get better. They've got to get tighter. They've got to get faster. They've got to get all those things because Mercedes is still ahead of them.
Yeah.
I mean, Kimi, his second year, finished P2.
Amazing.
Right? That's incredible. But Ferrari, they're right there. But they've got to pull a McLaren and win the development war.
Yes.
And are they capable of pulling a McLaren and winning the development war? I don't know.
No, I don't think they are. I think Mercedes is too far ahead right now in comparison to where Ferrari is. And so I think if they're going to do something, I don't know if it's going to come from the engine as much as it's going to come from their weird flippy rear wing and their crazy car design. Maybe that'll be the kicker.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Red Bull. So Red Bull spent 3 years building their own engine, and their first race started with a dead battery and a car that didn't finish. However, Verstappen has overshadowed that by driving from P20 to P6. He passed 14 cars, Ben.
Dude.
14.
Dude, Max had an abysmal Saturday. The back just locks on him and he just goes straight into the wall.
Not his fault.
Isaac had an incredible Saturday.
An amazing Saturday.
P3. It was
incredible.
him and the Mercedes. And I was like, oh my God, this guy. Like, and then it's the reverse on Sunday. Isaac's power unit just craps and he just in smoke. He can't finish an Australian Grand Prix to save his life. This is his second one DNFing.
It's heartbreaking.
It's so heartbreaking because he's such an incredible talent.
Any qualified P3. He was the first teammate to out-qualify Max, albeit that he crashed, which that in and of itself should tell you that he never does that.
No.
In years. Since Perez.
No, I mean,
years.
Unreal. But Max coming from P20 to P6 is so Max. It's so consistent to his way of showing up. Here's the thing that we still don't know. Red Bull isn't on our radar yet.
No.
And when I say that, I mean, we have not actually seen them show up, both cars, competitively on a Sunday. We haven't seen it from Max because if Max had qualified higher, anything's possible as far as where Max would finish, if he has a chance of winning the race, if he is just going to blow past Ferrari. Like Ferrari finished P3 and P4, but again, Max was coming from P20. So like that's the piece there that is still a question mark. And then Isaac, Isaac incredible, but where would he finish? You know?
Well, Isaac said that he could have jumped the start too if his battery was working. Max, it looks like he was pressing the overtake button when he was behind Norris, but nothing was happening. And so they've got some real battery issues. And in this regulation set, that's a very big deal.
Yeah, huge.
And so with Hadjar out, the engine just taking a dump and the battery not working, he was devastated because he was like, I felt like I could have been in front from P3. I could have gone to the front. And could you imagine on his 2026 debut race with these regulations, his first full season with the Red Bull parent team, leading the race with Max cutting through the field behind?
This is what Red Bull has desperately wanted in that second seat for years.
Yes.
Someone who is elbows out.
He looked like a superstar for 10 laps. It was amazing.
It's not, I mean, the guy, I was like, this is the teammate Max has needed.
Yes.
This is the guy they've been missing. And he just has this fight in him and this aggressiveness, but also an incredible qualifier. Yeah. He was freaking he was beautiful on Saturday.
Yes.
I was like, who is this guy? Like, what the heck? And so, if anything, I know, disappointing for Isaac on Sunday, but Red Bull, I think, is headed in the right direction. They really are. Like,
yeah.
And you can pair these guys up. We've got Isaac and Max. I think Red Bull is going to bring it to Ferrari. They might not bring it to Mercedes yet, but I think they're going to be fighting with Ferrari. I really think
it is interesting, right? Because I was hoping this year we would go back in time and it would be Ferrari versus Red Bull. I mean, sorry, it would be Mercedes versus Red Bull. But what we're seeing is it's Mercedes having a great day out front.
Yes.
It's Ferrari really close behind them. And it's McLaren and Red Bull fighting. Which is interesting because McLaren has been the standard for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
And Red Bull has been chasing them, and they're still chasing each other. And then the other two teams are just gone, all right, guys, have fun with that. And I'm just going to jump to the front. Mm-hmm. So Ferrari's now being chased by Red Bull. It's being chased by McLaren. And Mercedes is out just having a great day.
Yeah. Yeah. We should go to McLaren. A rough day.
Oscar Piastri.
For the hometown hero. Doesn't get to race.
Nope. No, he sure doesn't. He crashes. Heartbreaking. I mean,
he has had a rough go of it
the
last couple of years in Australia. Last year was insane.
Last year was insane because he was about to take over from Norris. He would have won the race because Norris' tires were cooked.
Yeah.
And they both lost on the same corner, and Norris kept going, and he spun out on the grass.
Yeah.
He was done.
But, I mean, if you're McLaren right now, what are you taking away from this first race? They are the defending champions, both constructors and drivers, and they have got to play catch up now. What are you thinking if you're Zach Brown coming out of Australia?
Yeah, I think it's confusing. If I'm Zach Brown coming out, I'm going, how am I this far behind Mercedes?
Yeah.
We have the same power unit. Mm-hmm. We have the same battery. We have great car designers. We know this for the last 2 years. Mercedes dominated, and we struggled. Now, yes, we've got the heartbreak kid who went out on the reconnaissance lap. Bummer.
Yeah.
But energy deployment, power unit, the ICE deployment, all of it is together, and there's just something missing for McLaren. Mercedes has the advantage of being the ones that designed it. So they know it better than anybody else. And I really do believe that we will see Alpine and McLaren and Williams all find little bits.
Yeah.
But how long will it take them to find it? They'll review the data from this race and they'll go, oh, we can see where they were recharging their battery better than we were.
Yeah.
And we have the same, so we know we can tweak it to make it be as good as that.
Yeah.
It's just, are they going to be chasing Mercedes or are they going to start leading them again? And that's the hard part.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I feel like if I'm McLaren, I'd be disappointed after this weekend. Again, it's the first race. the thing that McLaren can fall back on is they do know how to develop midseason.
100%.
We've seen them do it before. They are probably the best team at developing and bringing significant changes midseason.
Yeah.
And changing their fate in a way. But yeah, I mean, it was a rough weekend.
Well, it's not strategy. It's pace. They finished 35 seconds behind the leader of the race. We're talking about the team that has won the Constructors' Championship for the last 2 years running.
Yeah.
Like, Lando Norris finished 5th. Piastri didn't start the race. It's pace. It's a pace thing. And they need to find it. Because they're not there.
No, they're not.
How many awkward conversations do you think Zach is having with his sponsors right now? Hey guys, so I know you might have seen the race yesterday, but we're gonna get better, I promise.
No, Zach,
they got smoked.
Zach, I mean, they did. But again, I feel like they're gonna figure it out. They have been in lower places
100%
at the beginning of a season before and have been able to climb up. And so, but yeah, a rough weekend for McLaren.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as rough as it was for Aston Martin.
Oh, dear God.
Aston Martin should just go to F2 or F3 at this point.
Dude, no, they need to go to IndyCar. I don't know what they're doing. They need to get into a different place.
It's not F1 that they're competing in right now.
I mean, they brought Alonso started, then they retired the car, but they didn't really. He got out of it. And then 15 laps later, he's back out on the track, getting some more data. Like, they are in a world of pain.
Dude.
They've spent billions of dollars on the most F1 advanced place on earth. And they have the slowest car on the grid. They have a car that can't even finish a race. They have a car that can't make it through qualifying half the time. Alonso, he's got to be kicking himself.
Oh, dude. I mean, if I'm Alonso, I'm losing my mind right now because Alonso is a sports car that's being forced to drive at 25 miles an hour. Fernando Alonso, he is a champion. He's a champion. The man's a winner.
Yes.
The man's got winner written on his back, but he has not been able to actualize that in so long. I mean, there was a glimpse. There was a moment
100%
when Aston was competitive and he was on the podium and we're like, oh my God.
This is what we need.
This is his moment. And it's only been downward and to the left for Alonso. And it is so heartbreaking to see a driver of such caliber who is stuck with a freaking tractor.
100%.
It's just another year that it feels like it's written off. And he doesn't have that many left.
No, I mean,
what are we doing?
This was supposed to be Aston Martin's big reset. This was supposed to be the moment. This is the era that they have been building towards. They've got Adrian Newey. They've got the technical structure. They've got the Honda Works engine. They've got $250 million place to call home. They've got Lawrence Stroll's black card on file. It's the championship project.
Yeah.
Honda Power Unit has the reliability of a hamster on a wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the team struggled to get a competitive lap in. The car's effectively out of the race before it started. We've got Cadillac. New team, somebody else's engine, and they somehow managed to get a car to finish today.
They did.
That's a miracle. It shouldn't be a miracle for Aston Martin to finish.
No.
Alonso is there. He made it out of Q3 qualifying.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden, almost made it out, I should say. And he was competitive. The car is competitive. The engine just is garbage. It's absolute trash.
Yeah, I mean, this really is on Honda as the engine provider for Aston Martin. The reliability is squarely on them because we know what Adrian Newey can do.
Yes.
We know his track record. And the problem is we know what Honda can do. We know their track record. They were the power unit in Red Bull when they were the most dominant car in F1 history over a single season. So it's like this match made in heaven between Honda power units, Adrian Newey, but it really is this. It feels like Honda just fumbled the ball when they kind of made this half step out of the sport to only say, "Oh, psych, we're coming back in." But they already demobilized their factory and so many of their staff, and now they're having to kind of rebuild, and they're not ready. And F1 is nothing if not a completely unforgiving sport.
100%.
The Piranha Club. If you can't have a sick day in F1, no. your competitors will eat you alive.
Yes.
And Honda, all of those fault lines are just gaping canyons now because they were caught and they weren't ready.
Yeah.
And Aston's paying the price.
100%. Adrian Newey says that from a chassis perspective, they think their car's the 5th best design on the grid right now. They just don't have an engine to get him over the line. Alonso, there's already questions in the paddock about if he stays or not. Like, he didn't sign up to fight Cadillac.
He didn't sign up to get out at lap 15.
No.
And then 15 laps later to jump back in just to get some data for the team.
Max, he is the original Max. He's the original, I'm going to say it, whether you want me to or not. Like, if this car stays this low, he's not known for his patience.
No.
Are we looking at a moment where Alonso's going to go nuclear? Like, they're not going to want him in a press conference. They're not going to want him in front of a microphone. They're going to try to take his phone away from him when he gets to the paddock. Like, he joined the championship project years ago now, and it's only gotten worse.
Yeah, it's so frustrating because you see other teams who have been able to develop, who have been able to turn things around. I mean, Williams is going through their thing this year, but even think about Williams last year. Think about what they did in a very short amount of time. Jimmy V going in there,
100%,
turning things around,
100%.
I mean,
with no money, with absolutely no money.
I mean,
he's holding that entire Williams factory together with duct tape and gum. Dude, and they're crushing.
They're the most underinvested team. They're essentially like the paper Dunder Mifflin company 100%. Of F1, and they found a way.
Oh my gosh, Aston, he is that is the most perfect analogy you have ever given for a team.
I'm crushing it. The Death Star, Dunder Mifflin. Don't even know what's next. Aston.
This is incredible. This is incredible.
Aston, it's just embarrassing.
Yes.
How they have had a project for years. They have had all of the money, all the resources, and they cannot get this car where it needs to be.
Man.
I mean, imagine Alonso walks and your lead driver is Lance Stroll. Like, don't even show up. Just take the car, drop it in the ocean, and then just retire the team. Like, you're done.
Yes.
You're done.
100%. Okay, let's jump into the midfield.
Go for it.
A lot of talk. So we have, oh my gosh. Okay, so top of the field is set. Back of the field is set. Back of the field is Cadillac trying to get their feet wet. They're just wanting to get some data, win some races, learn a lot. They've got the experienced drivers. Great. You've got Aston Martin, who is basically a drowning, squealing pig in the deep of the ocean.
So
it's depressing. So we'll just forget about them for a moment.
Yeah.
We've got clearly Mercedes, Ferrari. You've got McLaren expected to be more competitive, and you've got Red Bull expected to be more competitive.
Yes.
Okay, so that leaves quite a few teams in the middle. We've got Alpine.
We do.
Williams.
Yep.
We've got Racing Bulls.
Got Haas.
Haas and Audi. Audi. What do you feel the current winner of the mid-pack is?
Well, today it was Haas because of Ali.
On paper. Let me ask you this way. Who has the most potential in the midfield right now? Like, who do you think the strongest?
I would say Racing Bulls.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, Lindblad, I haven't been following him, but there's a moment where he was just elbows out with Max.
Oh, my God. It was glorious.
And I was like, wait, who is this guy?
Yes.
But I love him. There was a moment where Lawson and Perez are going back at it, and I was like, oh, I forgot about these two. Oh, my God, let's freaking go. But I think most potential is Racing Bulls. Now, again, Lindblad, 8th place, got some points.
Yep.
Liam, 13th.
Liam screwed me in fantasy.
Not a good thing, Liam.
Not a good thing, Liam.
Your teammate shouldn't be beating you.
Your
Liam.
rookie debut driver teammate shouldn't be beating you, but he sure did. And I agree. It was amazing to see him literally looking in his mirrors and Max Verstappen in the parent team car behind him and him going, dude, it's the start of the season. Neither of us have points. If you want these, come and get them. Dude, and he held him off.
He held him.
He held Max Verstappen off.
It was a phenomenal thing to see. I mean, again, I think Racing Bulls has immense potential. Now, here's the thing that we might start seeing in a couple races. We are going to have reliability issues, and that will shake up who's landing in the points.
Yes.
But if Mercedes, Ferrari, McLaren, and Red Bull all are firing on the same cylinders we think they will be, that's 8 points positions.
Yeah.
That leaves 2.
The midfield will be decided by 9th and 10th and mistakes. And reliable. So, like, this is the piece where they got to be there. They got to be in the mix. You've got to be at the front. P11 and 12 is like, if you're not there and something happens, you've missed out.
Yeah.
As those teams. I agree. Yeah. My big surprise in the midfield, if I'm being completely honest, is our good friend Jimmy V at Williams. Williams has the Mercedes power unit. They're also overweight. However, their car seems very balanced. They had a solid weekend. It looks like they're going to continue bringing the weight off, which is something that they've done in the past.
Yep.
And as they do that, I think we're going to see Mercedes power unit and their design just bring that car to the tip. Plus, if you look at the driver pairings for the midfield, they have the strongest driver pairing by far.
Yeah.
And this is where Jimmy V's genius comes into play. Is he's going, I've got Sainz, I've got Albon, I've got experience, and I've got talent here. And so, yes, we don't know if Arvid's first race was a flash in the pan. And we don't know if he's going to struggle for 10 more after this. Yeah. He's a rookie. Have at it, bro.
Yeah.
We know Liam's going to be a yo-yo in and of himself. We have no idea what he's going to do. Yeah. And he'll somehow find himself wheel to wheel with Perez every race. I mean, it's like a moth to the flame, those two.
They are just drawn.
But I think Williams might finally be back as head of the midfield. And that's because Haas, we don't know yet. Alpine, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But it seems like Williams has the best plan to move forward.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, here's what I think we're going to see. We're going to see like a 2024 constructors where McLaren, Ferrari, Red Bull, Mercedes are all in between, like having 600 points to 400 points. And then it's going to be everyone else is just scrapping. They're just scrapping for those last couple points. And every point is going to matter so much for whoever finishes 5th.
Yeah.
The best of the rest is going to be 5th on down, and it will be decided by points because you have a lot of competitive teams in that mid pack. From 5th on down, you've got Alpine, you've got 100%. Haas, you've got, these teams that are actually looking really, really competitive. Williams, Racing Bulls, they're all going to be scrapping. Even Audi was grabbing points today too. And so it's going to be, I think, as fun to watch these 5-6 teams just scrap for a point or two every week as it is going to be watching Ferrari, 100%. Mercedes, McLaren, Red Bull fighting at the front.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting seeing the mid-pack develop and whether or not Aston can get in there. If Honda somehow figures it out and pulls their finger out of their slipstream, then they can maybe make something happen. But I don't think that's going to happen. And I think as long as it takes them, the more that everybody else is developing.
Yeah,
Haas is a big question mark for me because Ollie Behrman said that the car, it's like being on a knife's edge. And the last time we heard that, it was Mercedes. And that didn't work out well for about 4 years.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little nervous. I'm a little bit nervous for them. What do you feel like is going to happen in China?
It's so freaking hard to say. I mean, I want to see Red Bull back in it with both drivers from the get-go. So
yeah,
Max qualifying, truly seeing his actual pace. I feel like we just didn't see that this year or this race.
Well, I think it's going to expose them, right? Like Shanghai is going to reveal Red Bull's power unit. Was this a one-off, or is this a systemic problem that they're going to be dealing with? If the battery dies again, then Red Bull's got a problem.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, then they're back in the mix. Their engine is reliable, or at least it works for this one race. My question for Red Bull is: are we going to see Max fighting at the tip of the spear again?
I think we will. If they have the reliability, I think we will. Again, he came from 20th to 6th.
Yes.
If he qualifies P10 or higher, the man is going to be fighting. Now, again, do they have the pace? We'll see.
Yeah. Well, the problem is that Shanghai has one of the longest straights. And so it's looking like it's going to be good for Mercedes again. And if that's the case, and Red Bull doesn't have battery, they're out. They're not going to have the long pace. They're not going to be able to compete whatsoever, because it's not just an internal combustion engine. It's both of those things combined. And as soon as that battery's dead, you see the car just they completely slow down. And so I think, we're looking at Mercedes dominance, which means that if these other teams figure out how to turn their Mercedes engines up, we could see McLaren back at the tip of the spear again.
Yeah. I mean, it still feels all to play for, all to drive for. I'm interested primarily in Red Bull in China and seeing where they're at. And then also like Oscar, where are you going to be, bro?
100%.
Like, are you actually going to be able to be in the mix? We were missing some huge players in Australia with these drivers being out.
Yep.
And those are the ones I'm watching for in China.
Yes. Okay, I'm just looking back at our predictions.
I forget what they were.
I know. That's why I'm looking back. Okay, this is bold. I would say that Lewis Hamilton wins the opening race of 2026 is what I said. And I was wrong.
Only 3 places off.
And I said Oscar Piastri would come in second place. I was definitely wrong. And Max Verstappen would come in third place. You said that George Russell would win the race.
Let's go.
That Chuck would come in second and that Lewis would come in third. That's a bold prediction for you. That's a bold prediction for you.
I freaking should have played fantasy.
You were much closer than I. No, you shouldn't, because I put Max and he ended up getting 14 takeovers, which got me 27 points. And so that's not what you should have done. Okay, so those are our picks for last week. And well, you're winning so far out of the picks for 2026. We're going to create a game out of this.
We'll do this.
The predictions for this week are, according to you, who are our top 3 for the China?
I'm going to go Kimi number 1. I'm going to go Chuck number 2. I'm going to go Russ number 3.
Wow.
Going to the dark side.
Okay. Mine are Russell in P1, Leclerc in P2, Verstappen in P3. Those are my top 3. Who's your first to DNF in China?
Lance Stroll.
Lance Stroll is the first to DNF.
He's not even going to start.
Okay.
Not even going to start. Lance, go back to Canada.
I'm going to go with Alonso, because somehow Stroll seems to just survive these really crap things. Maybe it's just because he doesn't really push the car as hard as Fernando. No. We're not entirely sure. Okay. Most positions gained. Who's going to gain the most positions after qualifying?
That's a good one. I mean, it depends on where everyone's at. I mean, I would say like a Max or a Lewis, depending on where they qualify. But I'll go with... I'm going to go with Kimi, actually.
Oh, we love it. Who's going to make the stupidest mistake?
Oh. Can I pick Lance twice?
Yeah.
Just Lance.
Existing doesn't count as a mistake, dude.
Just Lance.
Okay, who's most likely to have a meltdown over the radio?
George.
I'm going to go with Max. Max.
Okay.
Max is most likely to have a meltdown over the radio.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited for China. I love a little communist race. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be a good one.
The People's Republic of China.
It's going to be a good one. And we're back at it in a week.
We're back at it in a week. In literally, I think the race is on the 15th.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. If Mercedes comfortably wins China again, I believe that we are going to start hearing a lot about the championship conversation being already over.
I hope not, but
we'll find out.
We shall.
In 7 short days. That's it for this episode of Rolling Start. And again, if you hadn't had a chance to like or subscribe, go ahead and do that now. It would mean the world to us.
Absolutely.
If you want to drop a comment, we respond to almost all of them. And depending on how nice you are, actually, the meaner you are, the more likely you are to get a response. So maybe just say something encouraging.
I like that.
Yeah. And we'll see you next week for the China Grand Prix.